Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Friday, September 22nd, 2023. Welcome to another eBay video. Guys, I came this close to not making a video tonight because I just got back from the swap meet and I am dead tired. Not only that, after I got back from the swap meet, I had to mow the lawn both front and back because it's going to rain for the next 3 straight days. And that's why I didn't go to the swap meet tomorrow, which is Saturday, my normal day to go, because I don't want to get wet. Okay? So, what I'd like to talk about today are a couple of serious issues you guys need to be aware of. And that is, eBay has stopped removing negative feedback in certain cases, and you're all going to want to pay attention. This is sick. Also, I would like to talk to you in a related story about the buyer from hell, and something that happened to me earlier this week. I think this is my first time in 24 years selling on eBay that this has happened. And also a few other eBay issues, stories, things you'll find interesting. I want to start out by saying this has been an extremely volatile, crazy week. For the most part, it started out average. Yesterday, which was Thursday, in the afternoon, I was getting numerous sales. So many sales came in yesterday afternoon that I did the unusual move of making another trip to the UPS store to take the shipping. However, now I'm paying the price. My last sale was Thursday at approximately 3 p.m. The time now, I'm going to show you this so you know I'm not lying. Friday, September 22nd, 5:05 p.m. I have not made a sale in over 24 hours. I don't know why. I really don't. For the longest time, there has been talk about the word throttling or capping. There are some that claim eBay throttles sellers or caps them at a certain amount, meaning if you're a seller that usually sells about $500 a week, and you start out Monday and Tuesday and make that $500, bang, you're capped and you're done for the rest of the week. That is what I mean by capping. And of course, throttling means not showing your sales or your store as much as they should. Are either of these situations correct on their face? Guys, I don't know. I'm just telling you what I've heard, conjecture on the part of other sellers. I will tell you it's a little bit weird that I can do so well as a rule and then go for about 28 hours with not a single sale. Nothing. No sales, no questions for sellers, no best offers, nothing. In fact, you know what? It's so bad that after I make this video, I'm going to sign on to eBay and I'm going to start a 10% off sale. So yeah. Now, let's move on. I'm going to talk to you about the buyer from hell because that has to do with the main topic about eBay not removing feedback in certain cases like they used to. I have noticed a huge increase in returns ever since they launched the eBay Guaranteed Fitment program. Of all the ideas that eBay Motors has ever come up with, I think this is the absolute worst. They're not taking a lot of things into account. And right now, the mistakes are costing eBay a lot of money. And they're costing sellers a lot of headaches. I've explained many times in the past how the eBay Guaranteed Fitment program does not take into the fact that Various vehicles come with 5 or 6 different rims. So here's what happened. Guy purchases an item from me and apparently he bought the wrong size. All right, so far so good. All he has to do is open a return request. It's so freaking simple. Even if he lies about it and says wrong item sent or item not as described, you know, he's at least in the ballpark. So here's what happened to me. I wake up Sunday morning to not one, not two, 3 messages from this one psycho at 1:10 a.m., 1:15 a.m., and 1:20 a.m. I was sleeping, of course, like a regular normal person would be. This psycho states he has received the part and it won't fit his wheel. It's the wrong size. Then in his second message, how do you want to resolve this? Oh, that alone, had I been awake, I would have known there's going to be trouble. And then the third one, he went back to repeating his first message. This will not fit my wheel. Okay, so I wake up Sunday morning to those 3 messages in the middle of the night. Since I didn't respond to him in what he thought was a timely manner, he left me negative feedback at 1:25 a.m. or maybe 1:30 a.m. What a scumbag, all right? So, obviously, the buyer made a mistake. He bought the wrong size, so I wasn't really too concerned about it at the time. I figured I would call eBay concierge on Monday. Not Sunday, Monday. Do not call on the weekend. Not only that, I waited till after 12 noon my time, which means after 9 a.m. out west. So I called up. I explained the situation. I thought it was cut and dry. And she said to me, well, Joe, unfortunately, we cannot remove this kind of feedback anymore. We stopped doing these courtesy removals in August, the end of August. Now, I don't see how that can be termed a courtesy removal if the dope bought the wrong size. What she said to me is, Joe, you have to engage him. There are 2 ways we'll remove the feedback. Number 1, in the title of my item, it had the year and the model. So let's just say 1972 Chevrolet. She said to me, if you can get him in the messages to admit he has a different year, let's say 1978 Chevrolet, we'll remove the feedback. She said, or, she goes, because you give 30-day returns, if he returns it through the eBay return system and you give him a full refund, we'll remove the feedback then. Now, I was concerned because even if he does return the item to me, you know it can take 3 or 4 weeks. And for those who say negative feedback means nothing, you're wrong. It means a lot. It affects the algorithm, and I don't care what you say. So I did write to him. I said to him something like, this item only fits a 1972 Chevrolet, as the title says, but tell me what year your vehicle is, because I might have the right one. You know, try and lure him out. I said, also, by the way, I accept returns for any reason for 30 days. There was no reason to leave me negative feedback. So he responded to me about an hour later by doing both. Number 1, he opened a return request, wrong item sent. So I got to pay the return shipping. Number 2, he then said, I have a let's just say 1980 Chevy. So I'm thinking, yeah. I won. I got him to admit he's wrong. I call concierge back, explain the situation, and she says, if he said he's got a 1980 Chevy, he bought the wrong size, it's on him. I'll remove it for you right now. And she said, oh, good. He did admit it. And then she said, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I can't remove it because he opened a return request. If he would have just admitted he bought the item for the wrong year car, they would have removed it. However, because he also opened a return request, now the return is open. She says there's no way she can remove the feedback until he sends the item back. And I give him a full refund. So, as you know, it can take 3 or 4 weeks to get an item back because eBay gives the buyers way too much time. I don't want that negative feedback, especially undeserved. So then I said to her, hypothetically speaking, I said, suppose I was to give him the refund right now before I receive the item back. Will you then remove the feedback? She said, yes. I said, well, you stay right where you are, honey, because I'm giving him his $40 back right now, which I did. She then said, okay, I can't remove it here on my end, but I will put in for removal, and it will take several hours. She goes, I will call you back in about 3 or 4 hours when it's removed to let you know the outcome. I said, okay. So don't you know, 3 or 4 hours later, she did call me back and did tell me that the feedback was removed. Now, let's address the item in question. Why did cute Joey give a person their money back before receiving the wrong item? There's a lot more to this story, I gotta tell you. First of all, I don't condone doing that as a rule, but I really wanted to get rid of that negative feedback. The item was something called a dog item that I have a lot of. So the fact that I didn't get it back, I'm not going to miss it one bit. Now, I do understand some of you will say, well, Joe, you're fostering bad behavior on the part of that eBay buyer. And quite frankly, I can't fault you for thinking that. All right? But before you start throwing stones at me, let me tell you something else. One other thing. After all this happened, I thought everything was over. Now, it so happens, in an unrelated story, or I thought it would be unrelated, a lady friend of mine had a birthday. And I decided to go on Facebook and wish her a happy birthday, because that's what I do. So I did that. And I notice I have a new message in my spam folder, which is unusual. For those of you guys who are on Facebook, if you get a message to your personal account, not business, personal, and it's someone you don't know, one of your contacts, it usually goes into the spam folder, and it's usually some overseas scammer. But I could see the name was American, an American name. Let's say John Smith. I clicked on it. Do you know it was this same sick son of a bitch that bought the eBay part from me, contacted me Saturday night 3 times between 1 a.m. and 1:30 a.m., then apparently jumped onto my Facebook, hunted me down through Facebook, harassed me there. It says, check your eBay messages. You sent me the wrong part. Then, when I didn't respond to that, he then left me negative feedback on eBay. I wish I would have known that he contacted me through Facebook, because I would have told the eBay representative that, although to be honest, eBay has no control over buyers messaging people on Facebook or any other venue for that matter. Now, while we're on the subject of eBay not removing negative feedback, I've got something to tell you, and some of you guys aren't going to like it. I want those of you guys who offer free returns to step forward now and comment in the comment section. In fact, you can wait till after you hear what I have to say. When eBay started the free returns program, the selling point was that they would remove all neutral and negative feedback as long as you offered free returns. Well, guess what? They have stopped that. They will not remove negative feedback or neutral if you offer free returns anymore. They did not come out publicly and say this, nor will you see it on their website. But next time any of you guys who offer free returns get a negative, see what happens. I swear to Christ, you people who offer free returns need to change your policy to mine. And like most others, offer 30-day buyer-paid returns, okay? You have nothing to lose. I could not offer free returns if I wanted to. It would drive me to the bankruptcy court with the amount of returns I get. It's just plain crazy. What bothers me most about the two policy changes I just told you is that eBay did not come out and publicly state them. We have talked in the past how when eBay is going to make a change to help sellers, it takes a freaking act of Congress, and it also takes years. For instance, it took them over 2 years to require immediate payment with best offers, but it's finally happened. So my question to you, the eBay seller, how come when a change is proposed that's going to help the eBay seller, it takes freaking 2 years to implement? But when a change is made not to remove courtesy negative feedbacks, when it clearly shows the buyer was wrong, how is that thing made so quickly and in the middle of the night under the cover of darkness? It's like a double standard. Now, I don't want to come out here and I don't want you guys to get the idea and say everything is bad from the standpoint of an eBay seller, because that's not the case. There's still a lot of money to be made, and I still think it's the best venue, the best, to sell your used items. What I will do is, I have always said, when there's policies out there that I think are unfair to sellers, I'm going to talk about them. You won't get straight talk like this on the fluff channels. You want the fluff channels? Get out of here. Go. Go. This ain't a fluff channel. I call it as I see it. Things go right. I say, hey, things are doing pretty good. Things aren't going so great. I come out and say that too. I'm a realist. I'm Crazy New York Driver, and you're not. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys did very well this week on eBay, but I swear to God, I hope you're not in one of your no-sale moods, one of your no-sales situations like I am right now. So the next thing I'm going to do once I get this video uploaded is I'm going to run a 10% off sale, and I'm going to move some merchandise. Thanks for watching.